Hello students, I welcome all of you in this moral science class for the students of class 6. Today in this session we will study our first chapter, God, My Life, My Strength. So first, before reading this chapter, we will come to know about our subject moral science. What is moral science? I think all my dear children, my dear students knows about this subject. So here moral science teaches you the moral values. It teaches you certain way and behavior that you have got to follow in order to mingle and get alone in society in order to keep up your relationship. So it's mostly rules and procedures that shows justice towards the society. And what are the merits of moral science? So it helps in building good and friendly relationship with people around you and will teach you how to behave in a society. And it also will help you know about what is right and wrong. So that all these things we learn in moral science subject. So let's start to read this chapter. 1. God, my life, my strength. God warms his hands at man's heart when he prays. It is told by John Masefield. So start the first paragraph. God created us from nothingness. He made us out of love. His purpose of our creation is for us to know Him and to love Him. So the question will be asked, what is the purpose of God? So the purpose of God is to create us and to know Him, and our duty to know Him and to love Him. After creating us, He did not abandon us. He abandoned means leave up, or He don't give up. He is with us when we sit, walk, study, and wherever we do. Whatever we do, wherever we go, He is always with us. He guards us wherever we go. He cares us for like a father. So as we told God, as we say God is our father, really He is our father. He guards us and He is always with us. His eyes are always upon us. In short, we cannot escape from hands of God because He is always with us. Move to second paragraph. One day a teacher wanted to test her students. So she gave them a munch each and said, munch is a chocolate. Find a place where there is no one else and only then eat the munch. So teacher gave the munch to all students and instructed to eat this munch wherever no one's presence. Where no one is present, there you have to eat this chocolate, that place. Since the students liked munch so dearly, they wanted to eat it as fast as possible. So all of them went off in different directions to find a suitable corner to eat the munch. Except Shyam, all the other returned with a great smile of satisfaction. So all students had eaten the chocolate, eaten the munch and returned with a great smile of satisfaction, but Shyam didn't come back. Shyam held the munch and moved from one place to another, one corner to another. So he is finding the place wherever no one is there. But he found that no one except God. Only God's presence was everywhere. So he didn't eat the chocolate munch. The teacher called Shyam and asked, why haven't you eaten your munch? Don't you like it? I went to many secluded places, but I could feel the great presence of my God everywhere. So he went to all the places, but he found that God is everywhere. So I couldn't eat it even though I love to eat it. Shyam replied. The teacher was happy to get such an answer from Shyam. Actually, she wanted to teach a lesson that God is present everywhere. So students, what did you understand this? You understood that God's presence is everywhere. We cannot deny the God's presence everywhere, wherever we go and wherever and what we do. God always with us and God watch us. Move to next paragraph. Yes, God is present in every minute things. So minute means smallest thing. So His presence in every smallest thing. We are enveloped by air, but we cannot see it. We cannot hold sunlight, but we can feel it. The presence of God in our lives is also like air and sunlight. We can feel the loving presence of our God, but we cannot see Him, touch Him, or experience Him. If we go high up in the sky, God is there. If we go deep down, He is there. He is above us, below us, and around us. We are guarded and shielded by God, so we are secure in the hands of the Almighty. So wherever we go, whatever we do, and if we are in trouble, so God is always with us. He guides us and we are shielded and guarded by the God. So we are secure in the hand of the Almighty. Many times we wonder why He makes us go through bad and tough time and allows us to experience failure. The only answer is God knows what is good for us. He has a beautiful plan for us, not for disaster but for our good. He gives us adversities and restrictions so that we can learn, grow, and gain strength. We should just place our faith and trust in Him, who is our life and our strength. So, we should have faith and trust Him, and wherever and whatever we do, we should have the deep faith in the God, and this God is our life and our strength. When we feel battered by life's storm and you are filled with doubt and dismay, here dismay means fear and battered means injured or beaten. Just remember God's rainbow is coming. For its blessing, you have to only pray. So whenever you feel tortured or you feel beaten and injured in life's difficulties, and whenever you are filled with doubt and fear, you just remember God. God's rainbow is coming and His blessings. You have only pray to God. His blessings is always with you. God is our Father and He takes care of us. He will never abandon us. Abundance means leave. He is always with us. When we face difficulties, when we don't succeed, when we are punished, we naturally wonder if God is really there with us. Doubts fill our mind and we lose our faith in God. We feel God has forgotten. So sometimes when you feel that you are not successful and sometimes you are punished, that you are injured, so this things comes in your mind that God is not with us. But no, God is always with us. You shouldn't feel that God has forgotten. No, God never forget you. He is always with you. So God never forget us, right? Often when we are successful, when we are hale, here hale means healthy or strong, and hearty, when everything goes as we wish, we tend to forget God. Now who really forget whom? So what happen when we are happy and when we are strong and healthy, and there is no other problem happen with us? So here who forget God? God never forget us. We forget God in our successful, in our happiest moment, in our happiest time. So does God forget or abandon us, or we do forget God and abandon Him? No, we only forget God. God never forget us. One night a man had a dream. He dreamed that he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scene from his life. For each scene, he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to him and other belonging to the Lord. Here Lord means God. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back the footprint in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path of his life there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest time in his lives. So what is happening here? He happening that one night a man had a dream, and in his dream he had seen that there were two footprints. One was his own footprint and second one was the God footprint. So, and in the last scene he had seen that he had at the footprint in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path of his life there was only one set of footprint. So in the beginning there were two sets of footprint, but in the last scene he has seen that only one set of footprints in the sand. He also noticed that it happens at the very lowest and saddest time in his life. Means when he is in suffering and when he is in misery. He thought in his sufferings and in his miseries God has left him. So here he feel that God abandoned him. The Lord replied. This really bothered him and he requested the Lord about it. Lord, you said at once I decide to follow you. You had walked with me all the way, but I had noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, when he was in misery and he was facing problem, so he is saying that he had noticed that in his miseries and in his troublesome time in his life, God has left him. There is only one set of footprints. I don't understand why you did not walk with me. I feel you have abandoned me. He abandoned means left. So he felt that God has left him in his crucial moment, in his troublesome time. The Lord replied, my precious child, I love you and I would never leave you. Right? During your time of trial and suffering, when you saw only one set of footprints, it was then I carried you. See, children, God was carrying the man to help him during the time of his troubles and suffering. So when he is not with us, when you are not seeing his footprint, so you must have think that God is carrying you and help you during the time of your troublesome and suffering. The mistake he made was that he blamed God for leaving him alone during the troublesome time of life. So what was the mistake he did? He mistake that he blamed God. And what is the blame? That God have left him during the troublesome time of life. This clearly tells us how God protects us. We fail to understand His love and concern. Let's remember that God is always with us. We shouldn't fail to understand His love and concern. We should understand that God is always with us. He never leaves us. But our duty is to remember Him in our happiest moment, in our troublesome time as well. Thank you all of you. Study well. Keep learning.